What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. In a recently leaked video by Radar Online, and I shouldn't even say leaked because we all know damn well Jenelle and her latest soulmate David are the ones who sold it to Radar Online. We see the two of them roll up on Barbara at a restaurant where she was hanging out with the kids and a couple of her friends from work, and the two of them immediately start antagonizing her in a public parking lot in front of everybody, claiming that she's drinking and driving with the kids. Janelle's like, "Barbara, just let me drive the kids. You are drinking. We saw you having a glass of wine." And the whole scene is just so cringe-tastic. You really feel awful for Barbara. Is this really the thanks that she gets for raising your children day in and day out while you're out there slanging your thing around town? Oh my God. It's so sad to see that this is a chaotic environment that the kids are used to. Like, obviously, Jenelle is toxic for Barbara and the children. The way she just has no regard for them whatsoever, yelling and screaming. And of course, Barbara gets frustrated with Jenelle as well and starts screaming. And it's just so sad to see these little kids like look around so confused. Like, why are the adults in my life behaving this way? And so Jenelle, to further antagonize Barbara, calms her voice down and goes, "Stop yelling in front of the kids. You're making a scene." Really, Jenelle? Barbara's making a scene, but you and David stalking her from outside of a restaurant window, following her outside of a parking lot, accusing her of drinking and driving with children while filming is not causing a scene? Really? There are a few really telling things about this whole entire exchange. Like, number one is the fact that Jenelle and David are accusing Barbara of drinking and driving, which is very serious. And we all know that the two of them, if they really did have something on Barbara, would have called the damn police because they want to get her back for all the trouble she's caused them. In their minds, this is not real trouble Barbara has caused them. She's called the police on them for a very valid reason, like kidnapping a child. But to them, if they really did have a reason to call the police on Barbara, they would have done it. They wouldn't have stood there for a good 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And it seems like by the end of this whole exchange, Barbara did drive home with the kids anyway. So Jenelle knew she was bullshitting, and she hoped that capturing it on camera would have scared Barbara into giving her the kids, but Barbara did not fold for her, and thankfully so. And the second most telling thing about this whole entire exchange, that if I were Jenelle, I would not have ever sold this or made this public, was the fact that throughout this whole time when she's fighting Barbara for Jace or in honor of Jace, he was right there with his back turned towards her like, "What is this dumb bitch doing? Can I just go home?" He put his little hoodie up. He never looked at her. Even when Jenelle was like, "Oh, I'm doing this for my son. I came all the way here just to say hi to Jace." Jace is still like looking all like, you know, with his back turned towards Jenelle. At a certain point, she even put her hand on this boy's shoulder, and he is still paying that broad dust, and I loved it. Jace is one shady little boy, and he deserves to be. Like, this woman has been trash his entire life. Jenelle and David pushed Barbara so hard that she decided to spill that tea. It turns out that according to Jace, who Barbara snitched on in front of the poor little thing, David himself drinks and drives while boating with the kids, including little Ensley, who's just a couple of months old. How crazy is that? And so to deflect from it, Jenelle claims that the boat is broken. Instead of just saying he's never done that, she goes, "The boat is broken." Meaning what? He can't drink and drive right now, but he will when it's back in service? Or, because I'm just asking for a friend here, girl. Point blank period, Jenelle and David are two massive pieces of shit for doing this to poor Barbara. You know, stalking her at a restaurant, snapping and selling creeper photos of her with one glass of wine in front of her to Radar Online, selling this video, capturing it, embarrassing her in front of all of these people. You know, this is a woman who's raised your child from birth for you because you're a trash ass mother. And like, why are you yelling at her for having one glass of wine? Who gets impaired off a glass of wine? I could drink a glass of wine and still drive. You know what I mean? What about a woman who's been driving for over 4 decades, or probably drinking for over 4 decades? You know, like, do you really think one glass of wine is gonna impair Barbara? And who is Jenelle of all people to even complain about something like this when it's pretty much been documented that she's drank and smoked weed and done God knows what else while pregnant with her children, to the point where she drives herself across state lines to deliver children because allegedly she doesn't want them drug tested at hospitals. She is living in the glassiest of glass houses, but she wants to throw stones. Are you sure about that, Jenelle? Your whole pregnancy career has been documented for the world to see. You really don't want to go there. Don't push us to go there with you because it is too damn easy. You know what? Barbara better run and put that broad on child support. She should have done it from the beginning, but you know what? At this point, the gloves should be off with Jenelle. She is playing too damn much with Barbara and her personal reputation because unlike Jenelle, Barbara holds down a job, and this sort of thing is really embarrassing to come to work and hear people gossiping about and asking you about, you know? Oh, I'm so frustrated. Barbara, put her on child support, you know, maybe even get some back child support from her. Just do whatever you have to do to let her know you are not one to be played with. Personally, if I had a daughter that turned out to be this big of a failure and an embarrassment and a piece of trash to me, I would have disowned her long ago. Like, you know what? I'm sorry. I tried. I'm going to keep raising your child for you because you're garbage and you can't do this job on your own. But you and I, no relationship whatsoever. Guys, I'm posting a link down to the video so you can see what I'm talking about if you haven't already. And make sure to head back over here and leave your thoughts and opinions on what's going on in World War III between Jenelle Evans, David Eason, and Barbara Evans as well. You can also like this video, subscribe for more. Feel free to share it with your friends as well. And follow me across social media where I do love chatting with you on a daily basis. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.